Deku had Obito's powers. I'm gonna start this off with Race. He commonly moves past this. I'm gonna go past this video. So he's fighting against All Might. All Might and them is fighting. Every time he can dodge All Might's punches at 100%. But every time one of them is about to hit him, he uses Almighty Push, sending the attack back, the shockwave and everything back at him, hitting All Might, hurting him. Because it's his own attack plus Almighty Push away from him. And then that all happens, and he is like winning and stuff. And Bakugo's in the background. He got punched away. I'll say, ow. I just got hit in the face. But he got punched away, knocked out. So what Deku does, he does World Devastation, making a rock almost as big as the city, half the size of the city, I would say, slamming it down. Once it hits the ground, almost in the center of it, knocking him out. And people asking how big he can do that actual move, and he says that I can probably destroy continents with it because he can spam the move. Like how Madara did, where he was like, Buku, what about the second one? Dun, dun, dun. Piano music in the background. He pretty much steel walked on everybody, man. Mopped the floor with them. So that happens, and I'm pretty sure if he dropped enough meters, I think he can actually sink Japan. So that's a whole country. So like he can like spam those on one side of the country and like knock it down and stuff. And then they go on. Wait. Yeah. So they go on. They're going to the camping trip. They're at the camping trip, and they're going. Whenever they try to knock Deku down, I'm gonna say he like jumped up and used wood style to replace where the sink was, and like he says that you shouldn't destroy property like that. Now he has to fix it, and he creates the rail and creates a bench there. And they're like, oh yeah, we shouldn't have did that, because I feel like that was stupid how they destroyed the side of the road and everything. And I was like, because heroes actually do that and not hero randomly. Oh yeah, he told him has to go, so what he does is that he creates wood style wood dragon. People see it flying up. I'm gonna say Uraraka taps herself and grabs onto it because she was quick thinking. And I'm gonna say Bakugo's trying to go up there to fight Deku, but like he hits it but it doesn't do anything. I'm gonna say because it's a quirk in this, the wood style, so I'm gonna say the wood style can actually absorb Quark's energy. So like if somebody shoots a fire Quark at it and it hits it, it will absorb it. And the ice and stuff. I'm gonna say Momo gets on top of it because she makes a grappling. And I'm gonna say Todoroki thinks about trying to do something like that, and he tries to make a ice dragon. He doesn't make it as big as Deku made the wood one, but he makes one, and he kind of like slides on that one. I'm gonna say it's 4 times faster than his regular sliding and stuff. So that happens. They get all these ideas. It's harder for them to get through because Todoroki, Deku, Uraraka, I think she was actually a big help in it because she can dodge them and they're down in one shot and stuff. So yeah, so they have a harder time, so it takes longer for them to get there. Cause like just imagine the strongest in like the cannon and the third strongest the first strongest and the second strongest leaving them because, Bakugo wouldn't really help. I felt like Deku could beat Bakugo if he, didn't, hold back, I guess. Because in that fight, I swear to God, Deku held back because he had morals about it. And I felt like Bakugo was actually trying to beat him to, a pope like he did when they were kids. So that's my personal thoughts about that battle. About lost my eye again. By this little thing right here. And that happens. And they're there. Deku, because I'm pretty sure there was no stove inside, so he created wood. They stopped the fire going. He got all the ingredients for curry and rice and all that. Fried chicken, all that good stuff, man. Man, that fried chicken. And they do that. Deku's training, they don't really know how to train Deku because they don't know how to train the sport. He said he's just gonna do... No, he doesn't really need to do physical training. He says he's just gonna train his eyes to be able to use his moves of his eyes longer. And whenever he says this, he believes as far as he can. I'm gonna say to another spot where Dark Shadow is training and stuff. And what he does is he starts using World Devastation, creating, I'm gonna say, 10 different ones, 10 different ones, and the one in the center is the biggest, and the other ones were smaller ones, about the same size as the one that he used on All Might. And the one in the center is not even, is beyond 10 times the size. And he drops these, and people are seeing this, and this huge explosion happens. Because I'm gonna say they bought that whole mountain range, destroying the other side of the place. So, I'm gonna say Deku put a warning sign not to go over there through half of the mountains. So I'm gonna say the news capture this, and I'm gonna say they have to clear it up that one of the new Madara, the hero capturer, is practicing his abilities. And they're like, what? Then he does the strongest almighty push he can do while it's on camera, and I'm talking about it puts a huge dent onto the ground, and then he punches the ground where it's weak and stuff and crumplets, making a huge dust storm over there on the side of the mountain. And the news is getting all this, and people are seeing just how strong he is, and they're just thinking how if they turn him into a villain, they could get all that power and stuff. That's strong enough to destroy cities like nothing. Because he can literally wipe out a city with another city, dropping the city on top of the city pretty much. And all that's happening, they attack the place, but pretty much Deku still meets Koda. Koda tries to punch him, but because of White Zetsu's there, I'm gonna say White Zetsu moves in this, not in his pants, but he moves around, comes out of his shirt. He says, "Hi there, kids, you wanna punch that?" And the kid freaks out when he says, "That's White Zetsu." Deku says, he goes over to where Koda was, and he beats Muscular. Did you know that actually one of the characters in My Hero, I'm pretty sure the dude that touched the animals, his name is Koda, or something like that, I'm pretty sure. So that's his, and then they try to take him and Bakugo, because Bakugo was still chained up and stuff. So that all happens, and they get Bakugo, but they can't get Deku because every time Compress tries to compress him, Deku counters the compress and like warp thing with his own warp in the opposite direction. So have you guys ever seen that battle in Black Clover, brother versus brother, the teleportation dude? It's kind of like that, where the teleportation moves are like cancel each other. But I'm gonna say Deku gets the upper hand because he can do more than one at a time. I'm gonna say he can do 2 close-up ones and 2 far-range ones. So what happens is he goes up to the compressor, going up. He's about to touch him, and he's like, "What is he gonna do?" And he sees a warp come on his hand, goes through him, and Compress is confused and like, "Oh, he just did something bad." Wait, can Compress do that? Because every time I think about something, I see Compress doing that for some reason. And like then Compress is confused, then his other hand grabs Compress' mouse, cracking it, breaking it off. I don't know who Compress is, but we see his face. He grabs Bakugo and the other dude, because I'm pretty sure the other dude was there too. I forgot who it was again. But then they still tag one of the Nomus and stuff. So they're planning on infiltrating. People that were hurt there are still hurt, and they're trying to think of a plan. Deku just says, "I'll just teleport us there." Oh yeah, none of them gets the idea to come because Bakugo wasn't there. So I'm gonna say they asked Deku to come to help them and defeat All for One.